All right, guys. My people, on this one, now about Edo State, the governor of Edo State, Mode Okpebholo, it be like say it does set to probe Governor Obaseki. My people, these people can never be trusted, as you know. I was reading on this particular video when I want to watch, so say the governor of Edo State, Senator Mode Okpebholo, have set to probe Governor Obaseki. My people, this is the third time. Remember that Obaseki promised us 3 times that he would probe Oshomole. He did not. Now, so he take run, come out and escaped. As we talk, so satanic Obaseki is on the run. He not even hand over power to Okpebholo. In case you don't know, he run, come out. Now, Okpebholo come the first time. He say he want probe Obaseki's administration. He failed. We not hear from him. Then second time, I see him for news. So Okpebholo say he want probe Obaseki. Now the third one, I be this. I want dare Okpebholo now say the only reason someone like me will acknowledge your good work in Edo State is for you to probe Obaseki. If you not probe Obaseki, I will categorize you satanic Oshomole, satanic you Okpebholo, satanic Obaseki all together, that you don't mean well for the people of Edo State. But I would like you guys to listen to this argument and let's take it from there. This is NAIJA Media. We don't hide face for anybody. We talk calm how they be.
All right, before we dive into the show, I want us to have a look at this report. Take a listen. We'll be right back.
During Monday's plenary, a letter from the executive governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, was read before the lawmakers, mandating the House to carry out an in-depth oversight investigation into the Radisson Blu Hotel, located on Gulf Road, and the Museum of West African Art, situated on Exoti off Airport Road. The governor also requested that the respective contractors and all relevant bodies connected to the project be invited to ascertain their budgets and determine Edo State government stake in each of the projects.
This letter, by the power of being, I will need to put up a document to look at the investigation of these 2 projects. The members of those other committee will may know tomorrow these kind of channels.
In other legislative matters, a bill seeking to regulate private healthcare facilities in Edo State has passed its second reading. The proposed law, which aims to repeal the Edo State Private Health Facility Prohibition Law of 1984, seeks to establish the Edo State Healthcare Regulation and Monitoring Agency, Edo-EMA. Lawmakers expressed strong support for the bill, noting that effective regulation is key to improving service delivery in the state's private healthcare sector. From Benin, Joy Obaseki, ITV News.
All right, you heard the report by Joy Obaseki, our assembly correspondent, but I'd like to tee up the discussion. Let's get to hear from Comrade Destiny in Abulele. Comrade, I believe you can hear me loud and clear. Now, what do you feel about this proposed probe of the previous administration work vis-a-vis in Moa and, of course, Radisson Blu Hotel?
We must be very careful the way we go about talking about investigating the previous administration. We all know that the previous administration did incredibly well across the facet of governance in those states, in education, health, just name them. Yeah, as a human being, as a structure and an establishment, human wants an initiative. That is why we voting, or rather, they voted in another government or governor who is now in stand of leadership. I would have, appreciating to start from where the previous administration stopped, rather than trying to waste taxpayers in going after what is not there. Perhaps what is there's something that is looking for, but it's not there. I'm not be very frank with you.
Let me start off with Doc. What do you feel about this comment?
Well, for me, I partially agree with him, and also at some extent to also disagree with him. I agree with him, at least to some extent. He has accepted that the probe is the right decision. Like he said when he started talking, he said this money is a collective patrimony of Edo people, the taxpayers' money. So if the government says that this money, this Edo people's money that was voted in for this and this project, they want the State House of Assembly to look into it. I mean, the right step in the right direction. But where I also disagree with him is where he now says that he would have preferred, or he advised that the governor should focus on his own administration. I mean, there's no focus on administration without accountability. And I think that this is a right step. It should be looked into, because even apart from the fact that we hear very bogus amount of money I was voted in for this project, and in turn hearing the return or the percentage that is meant for Edo people. But I think that's for the House of Assembly to determine. But personally, even from my own end, I think even that project is a misplaced priority, because there are so many things to be done that have invested so much billions into Mua and Radisson Blues. That does not directly affect Edo people, the very common man, those rural dwellers, the farmers in the villages. How does that have an impact on the education of their children, on the health of their children, or those sick ones that can't access proper health care in our rural areas? So for me, and to also correct the last impression for what he said, that the governor has not really done much in the last 1 year, talking about how they have said Obaseki has no office. For me, the governor is doing massively well in terms of infrastructure in all areas. So it is a right step in the right direction to look into this MOA project. But however, I also agree with him where he talked about the transparency of the process. So the House of Assembly has to be very, very, very careful so as to make this, the aim is accountability and not a witch hunt. So we have to be very, very careful because public opinion matters a lot, and there should be laid down terms, clear terms on how they intend to go about these investigations and what they want to do. So that it will be very clear. Now, when there's public trust in the process, I'm very sure the aim at the end of the day is to ensure that the money was well utilized, and if not properly utilized, refunds should be made. So I think the aim should be, we should work towards achieving our aim with accountability and not witch hunt, political witch hunt. Thank you.
Right, you talked about refund. Who is going to refund what and who? Anyway, we'll come to that. Alhaji Ahmed, over now to you. You've heard both speakers have spoken well. Doc agreed to some extent what Comrade and Amunade talked about. In some other stance, he said no, he doesn't agree. But take a look at the situation right now. Well, according to some persons, previous administration didn't do badly by saying MOA and of course Radisson Blue. So why would you want to investigate? Some are saying this is a political witch hunt because to them it doesn't make sense.
Thank you, Mr. Wixin. My leader, Comrade Okpebholo, has spoken well regarding this issue, and I was very happy when he said the probe is a welcome development. They are very free to probe for a level of transparency, and which is the key. Because if, for example, now as you have been managing your studio very well, and somebody now comes and says, let me, probe Wixin for the way he has managed the studio for the past 3 months. I think if you have done well, you won't be scared for somebody to come and be asked, you are welcome, please come and praise. It's only when you have skeleton in your cupboard, you now be like, Dodger, why have I not been doing well? Why must you put up problem? Because you are hiding something. But I believe the past administration of Obaseki, to some extent, when it comes to dotting the I's and crossing the T's, I know they were very good as far as that aspect is concerned. Then the aspect he also noted again that this project was never executed in isolation, that the House of Assemblies are part and parcel of this whole thing because it must come through them before a final approval was given. So now the angle and the area that they are actually looking for, like the stake of the Edo state government inside these whole billions that were invested. This same House of Assembly that are wearing Agbadana that wants to probe, were they not aware of this stake as at that time, that this stake is too small for a state government, even investing our own money? The soil belongs to us, the land. Then the money you are investing is also ours. But how come this stake will be our own? Why didn't they repel it as at that time? Or were they all just hallelujah boys as at that time? Oh, the excellency has said SY, yes, back. You approve and you go. Now you are now see putting up, majority of them were there. Those ones sitting down there. And now you want to prove the same system you have once said back, is okay. I don't know if you are. So this is the double standard I'm looking at. For Governor Okpebholo to say he wants to probe the system, fantastic. Because when I listened or read some articles and looked at it, that the stake of Edo State in these two projects, to me, it was too very small compared to what was invested in. I can't use my money to invest in a particular project. You're telling me, Ahmed, after investing this XYZ billion, but your own stake at the end of the whole thing is 20%, for example, and I own the land, I own the money invested, and my own stake is 20%. I don't get the logic. You didn't bring land. Is it if we have done a business, you brought land, okay, I brought in my money, how can I be talking about percentage of sharing? I owns the land, I also owns the money, but my stake is 20%. To me, and maybe I am still growing. I don't really know much about statistics, don't really know much about investment, and maybe with that I should be speaking like a layman. So for those who understand investment very well, don't be annoyed that I'm talking like this, because I don't know much about investment. But with my layman thinking, that is absurd. So they should really probe into that matter very well. And when you spoke about who is to return funds, yeah, the contractor should return funds, because that amount is too bogus. But for the Radisson Hotel, it's a fantastic thing, because we need to develop Edo State. Those Benin State cannot continue to become ancient. Benin State should go, from ancient to modern. Like that kind of Radisson Hotel is only giving us a good lift, a good facelift of Edo State, having some monuments that's if we're talking about Transcorporating Hotel, you say Abuja. You go to Lekki, there's a powerful hotel. Those should also have that Radisson Hotel. You know, something. The Emowa own. Yes, we need museum. We need things that can attract people to come to the state. You know, for tourism purposes and XYZ. And when they also comes in, those who own this hoteling business, transportation business, and otherwise, they also have benefit from it too. So we need things that will attract visitors down to Edo State. That Emowa project, fantastic. Radisson Hotel project, fantastic. But the huge amount of money budgeted in is not that too bad. Probably I don't know much about building, but the percentage for the state government, for we, my money, your money, our percentage to benefit from, to me, that is where the problem is, and that is why I'm in support that there should be a probe, so that aspect should be unraveled. So when it's been unraveled, we know that yes, this thing, there was really a wrong deal over this whole matter.
All right, first of all, Assembly is at the middle of this, because like what you rightly said, Ahmed, and of course Doc, and it was like, you know, portrayed and stressed so powerfully by Comrade Destiny and Abulede that it was the member of this same house that signed and agreed to the proposal of the Emowa and of course Radisson Hotel. Do you think that their probe will be fair in the sense that they were part of it? Doc.
Well, I will come to your question, but quickly, let me just throw some light on what Comrade said quickly. Yeah. I think Comrade just likes to set the tone. Initially, he talked about people complaining that Obaseki is not coming, that's the issue. Now he said he believes I'm among the class of people that says the Okpebholo's 8 months supersedes the 8 years of Obaseki. It must be, I don't want to dwell so much on that, but the truth is that I'm not saying, but I share in their view. Why did I say so? Because the tone, the starting point, the way Okpebholo has started is showing that he is going to supersede whatever Obaseki has done in 8 years. So I will leave that at that. Then quickly, I thank God Comrade was the local government council chairman. I still maintain that Moa and Radisson Blue is a misplaced priority. I have not said it's not a good project, but coming at this time, you can't move from 0 to 10 without passing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Comrade, if that 30 billion or whatsoever billion that was invested into Moa and Radisson Blue was shared into 18 places and given to the 18 local governments to say dues for the development of your local government, maybe the health sector, for our roads. Today, I think if we even go to the local government where Comrade was the council chairman of Yas Southwest, I'm very sure the health centers there or whatever the health sector there is in shambles. People still from there go as far as UBTH to come and seek medical attention. So if that money was invested, are you not telling me that whatever Radisson Blues and Moa is bringing to the table is far more important than the health of our rural dwellers? Those people living in the villages, they deserve to also at least have a taste of what we are having in the state, in the state capital. So I will leave that at that. Then to your question, sir, where you talked about the House of Assembly
The same persons, the same people, the same position, judging what they approve.
It's not the same assembly. I think it was the last assembly that gave this approval.
But majority of them, they were still here, they are still present.
But at least, thank God, we still have some other members. So it is not the same, the total 24 members that was in the last assembly that gave this approval that are also doing this. So, however, I think that this assembly, like Comrade said, which I agree with, this issue is like putting their integrity to test. As when I spoke the first time, I said that they have to handle it clearly, with clear terms. If possible, even involve an independent and forensic auditor in clear terms, so that other people will see and have public trust in the process. So I don't want to dwell much on it, so that it will not look as if we are preempting the investigation of the Edo State House of Assembly. But I think personally, I still have a lot of confidence in them to do it, judging from past precedents, and also House of Assembly is made up of members of both political parties. It's not a one-party system like we had under Obaseki. But at least now we have both the PDP and the APC there. So I'm sure that whatever will come out from them would make sense.
I'm going to run out to you. Do you share his sentiment that it will be, the right thing, that going to give it the right result, the right probe, knowing fully well that most of the members in this assembly, they were also there during the time of former Governor Gordon Obaseki, and the files went through their offices, they went to the formed committee before it was approved. Do you see them fighting against their own report?
Either pay the piper, always dictates the tune. Currently now, the only lawyer master, the only master they have to lawyer to now is Senator Okpebholo, Governor Senator Okpebholo. That's the only master they will have to be loyal to now. And they will have to follow the dictates. Because when you talk about House of Assembly, even National Assembly, to me, apologies to my honorable, so most of them are my friends. Me not see anything where integrity when they there, because they always follow suit.
They follow the master.
They follow do they have choice not to follow the master? Tell me any of them that will not want to dare to follow. Only few of them that will say they will not follow the majority of them have to follow the master. Else you'll be reduced to one corner. If you are a chairman of a juicy committee, before they'll speak out, remove that guy for that committee, they'll remove him and put on. They will have to follow their master. Right now, the new sheriff in town have said we want to probe this. And the new sheriff in town must also give them terms and references, even if that one will be on a secret mode. And they have to toe that line. They don't have any choice. Let's call it spade a spade. They don't have any choice. You understand? That is one corner. But secondly, the probing of these two projects is laudable. I am in 100% support. No half-baked over this issue. 100%. They should probe it. Then the angle, I also believe, I am not in the governor's mind. I don't even know why the governor said they should probe. But I'm foreseeing that probably the angle is that Edo State stake. And if it's on that ground, 100% they should probe them. That stake is too small. How come about this agreement? Those of them that claim they were in the last House of Assembly, and you also here now, that was then, you are a new man now. Some of them may be there as PDP, but I believe some of them are already in PDP, because they are also the same person, always changing labels. So at that time you were there, probably your label was PDP. Now your label is now APC, do the right thing. And if as at that time your label was APC, now your label is PDP, do the right thing. Probe this thing properly and let us get it out. If this is Edo State money, it will benefit all of us. The project should continue. It should not be stopped. Even if it's not up to 100% completion, the current government, I'm appealing, Governor Senator Okpebholo, please complete the project, because it's going to be beneficial to Edo State. But then it should be probed. If it means the current contractor have to refund some money to us, we will accept it. If it has to be that, okay, the percentage to be jacked up, we will also accept it. If holistically should just become Edo State property, not even individual having interest. Individual, whatever you have invested in this thing, will pay you off. Let it be Edo State purely thing. We don't need the PPP over this matter. No. Let it be purely Edo State. So wherever every other person have invested, wherever company A, company B, investor A, investor B have invested in this thing, after the whole investigation, Edo State government should pay them off and let the project become 100% Edo State. So that the full revenue comes in, the employers are out, then by so doing we will benefit from it.
I'm going to ask you the same question, because from what Destiny said, that might be the feelers making the rounds that is like a State government want to frustrate it because it wasn't the one that started it, hence the probe.
No, I disagree, because if the governor wants to frustrate the both projects, definitely the states still have their part that they are paying for the contract. All you simply do is to withdraw that your part. Okay, then, there's no money for now, there's no money for now, there's no money for now, it's 4 years go past now. And that is, it can systematically do that. Because definitely with that project we are talking about, Edo State government have a stake in terms of funding. Another aspect Edo State government is doing. If they want to, if him as a governor want to say, when the contractor comes for the Edo State government parts, is the one to release now. He will tell you at this very moment, I am employing another 5,000 teachers. I have budget to do. Okay, at this moment, I want to tie the road to Ugoni Ekore because there's no road to my village. He has a project doing. At this very moment, I am building a new hospital. I don't have money for this now. KIV. Maybe the project will remain. If the government want to force it, that one is systematic. He will not even bother about reviewing budget. He will systematically kill it. He will start bringing his own part, and you will go ahead and do your own part if you so wish. I don't know if you like, so that is for that. I don't think the government have the intent to kill the project. The other project the previous administrator started, or the governor has come as is doing well by trying to complete some of them and even using some of them without even trying to like 100% about them, because unlike what usually happened before, when the previous government do something up to even 95% completion, when the new government comes, they will not even venture to complete the 5%, they will leave it abandoned. It has always been like that. Like our current secretariat that we're celebrating Governor Obaseki for, they were a project of a Brigadier General Okpebholo. Other administration came, they abandoned the whole entire thing. You know, not until Shomole came and renovated 1 inch of it before Obaseki came and did the other part of it. But in this case, Okpebholo have always tried his possible best to see that every project of Obaseki, he continues them, and I give him kudos for that. Because both of them didn't come from the same platform. It was a bitter rivalry. It was not like a successor handing over to a predecessor handing over to a successor, not like that kind of, but it's continuing them. I appreciate it for that. This probe right now, I believe he has the intent to show that this project should be completed. But I am not comfortable with this agreement. To me, the agreement is to I don't know the kind of English to use. I even come and look as if I'm pouring insult on some learning the personalities who did that job. You understand? So he knew that this thing is not workable. Let us review this thing so that if at all we have to put in our money, it should be reviewed so that when we are putting our money, we should be able to beat our chest that yes, we are doing the right thing. And I guess that is where the governor is going to. And I'm in support of him. The committee that our honorable speaker, Blessing Okpebholo, have referred this thing to, who will be glad to know the chairman of that committee? Who will be glad to know the members of those committees? So that we at our own level, with our own NGO, we can also monitor them as well. Can also fund them with information if that case should be, and we can also raise alarm if there's a red flags over this whole issue, so that this thing should be done without witch-hunting anybody. But the right thing should be done. My state is still that those on, how can you say 20%, 80% is going to who? As who owns that 80%? What kind of money did the person brings in? What kind of expertise did the person brings in? Is it that the person he brought in have to head from another mass, or is it not from this same country? I don't understand. So to me, it should be 100% reviewed to be a dosage. No, my guy, I have agreed this in terms and conditions. You have invested XYZ. We can even pay you times 2 of the XYZ you have invested. It's a gentleman agreement. You cannot be bigger than the state government. After God Almighty, now government. If the same people want to go to court for litigations, if the government want to follow them in that, the government will stay win. They own the land. Even if the government want to do anything in their state, they will take permission from the state government to use their land. The whole land belongs to the state government. So the whole property you are not building in the sky. You're building in the whole land. So the government have the right to say he can withdraw it from them. Litigation should go on. 3 years we are done with litigation for crying out loud. It's not just the first court, second court, and the third court. We are done with it. And the governor, if all things being equal, still want to contest a contest, he still have another 4 years. If he still wish to continue, he will still do. But I like the stand of the governor. But the House of Assembly should do the needful. Let us know the chairman of the committee, the members of the committee. Let us see what out there. They should do it fair play. I don't have any issue with anybody. But this project is a dosage. I want the MOA to work. because I want to be proud of it. I want to take that as my tourist center in case to be. I want the Radisson Hotel to also work, so I can also do some conferences there as well. I can also be proud that yes, I am somewhere here taking some photos and taking like so that you won't think, where are you? Are you in Dubai? No, I'm not in Dubai. I am in Benin City. It's no longer ancient. It's now modern. But the terms and references have to be reviewed for the benefit of their donors.